In today's video, we are going to be ranking the best quarterbacks in Madden 22 Ultimate Team. So here are the top quarterbacks in Madden 22 currently. Obviously, not all the names are on here. All the new names that came out over the last month have not been put on the tier list yet. That is what today's video is for. But dudes like Joe Namath, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, who've been out for a minute, they may have been on one or two tier lists already before this. So I don't go over the names that have already been out, because if we did, yeah, we would be here for probably 2 hours going over every single name on the tier list. So today, we are going to be looking at 10 new quarterbacks and adding them to this tier list. Okay, so our first quarterback is the brand new rising star Trevor Lawrence that came out, I believe, on Wednesday. And this card isn't bad. I think he's definitely, they're definitely better than him in the game. But Trevor Lawrence, 91 speed, 97 throw power, 94 short, 94 mid, 92 deep, 91 throw under pressure, 98 throw on the run. So stat-wise, 90s across the board. Even the throw under pressure is over 90. He's a good height, obviously, 6'6". He's going to have the flow. The card's going to look pretty good in game for sure. Decent carrying at 83, 88 juke. What's the break tackle? 88. So a pretty solid card. The only problem with him is going to be that release. He does have the Big Ben release, which is, like, I believe, a bottom 3 or bottom 4 release in the game. So that is the only problem with this card. So you kind of have to run Gunslinger on him. But other than that, Trevor Lawrence is actually pretty nice. So we're going to throw T-Law up here at A tier, right behind Dan Marino. Definitely kind of an overlooked card because there are so many good, affordable QBs in this game. But if you have a Jags team, or if you're a big Trevor Lawrence fan, this card right here is just not a bad option. You can definitely win games with Trevor Lawrence. So next up, we have the 95 flashback Derek Carr. And outside of having a Raiders team, I really don't see a reason to go and get this guy. But he's still pretty good. Gen 3 release. The only problem with his stats is that 88 throw on the run. And if you don't understand why having 88 throw on the run is such a big deal, it is because you want to have at least 90. 90 is a main threshold in MUT. It's been for as long as I've been playing the game. It may have been different in Madden 13. But 88 throw on the run, 89 throw on the run. And then once you hit 90, it's a big jump in the consistency. So you want to try to get all your stats across the board at 90 plus. It is very important for basically all positions. Like receivers, they're going to run routes different at 88 short route running compared to 90. It's a pretty big jump. So that's why having 90s across the board is so important. And 77 carrying, not the best break tackle, but it's Derek Carr. What do you expect? But Gen 3, decent speed, good throw power, and pretty good accuracy stats. I think he's still an A-tier quarterback, but like I said, if you don't have a Raiders team, there's really no reason to run Derek Carr. There's really no reason. And even if you do, there are better options, which I will go over in a little bit. But yeah, on to the next name. Okay, so next up we have Marcus Mariota. But before we start going over this card, I do just want to say, if you are still watching the video right now, hit that like button and let's comment the thumbs up emoji. Comment the thumbs up emoji down in the comment section right now, so I see who's watching the video and not just skipping to the end. And I will give a different emoji at the end of the video so we can kind of catch the people who just skip to the end in 4K. So if you see someone commenting the wrong emoji, comment that 4K emoji and we're going to expose these dudes who skip to the end of the video. So hey, hit that like button and comment the thumbs up emoji down below. Anyway, here is Marcus, one of my favorite cards right here for under 100K in the game in general. Slinger 1 release. Slinger 1 release is the one that I like. I do prefer Slinger 1 to Gen 3. It does come down to preference, but this is my tier list, so I'm going to put Marcus where I believe he belongs. So 93 speed, 94 throw power, 91 short, 92 mid, 92 deep, 95 throw under pressure, 95 throw on the run, 96 play action. And like I said with Derek Carr, having those 90s across the board is just so important. And as you guys can see, Marcus is 90, 90, 90, 90 across the board right there. He's 6'4", 222 pounds, so a good height. Like I said, butter release, 92 carrying. If we head down here, he's going to have a good break tackle, a good juke, and a good spin. So Marcus, in my opinion, this one might be a little bit controversial, but I'm going to put him up here in front of Jalen Hurts at A tier. And just know, I was very close to putting him at S tier. The only thing holding me back was the Escape Artist nerf. If Escape Artist didn't cost you 18 AP to run it, then he'll probably be like a top 4 quarterback in the game, because you guys see the stats in his release and the speed, all that stuff combined is just amazing. But Escape Artist has been nerfed a little bit, so, and also he's not an improviser archetype either, so I have to put him at A tier based off archetype and also the state of Escape Artist currently in Madden 22. I probably should have said this earlier, but almost every single card on this tier list today has its own dedicated video on the channel. So if you want to see more about a card, like I said, there's most likely a video on the channel talking about them, including this Trey Lance card right here. 94 speed, 96 throw power, 94 short, 95 mid, 93 deep, 90 throw under pressure. That's huge right there. That is massive. 95 throw on the run, 92 play action, 6'4", 224 pounds. And this card right here is basically just Jalen Hurts. He's basically Jalen Hurts. Both have Gen 3. If you like Gen 3, you're going to love Trey Lance. Good speed, good as a runner, 85 carrying. He will hit 90 juke, 90 spin, powered up. Good break tackle. This card does play very well, but I kind of had the same experience with both Jalen Hurts and Trey Lance. I like both cards a lot for sure. So I'm going to throw our man Trey Lance right up here with Jalen Hurts. They're both equals, man. That's all I'm going to say. Jalen Hurts and Trey Lance are basically just the same card. You're not going to notice a difference. So next up, we have the ultimate legend, Michael Vick, and here he is. So Mike actually has good stats, and as you guys can see, his price has dropped a lot because he comes out, there's hype, he's going for, he's going for maybe 700K, and then you realize that he's not what you think he is, and now he's at 300K, and then better quarterbacks come out. It's kind of a cycle. So Mike Vick's price way down right now. If you like Mike Vick cards, go and get this guy. But there is a big problem with Mike Vick and Madden 22 next gen. I can't speak for current gen. I actually don't know if this is a thing on current gen or not, but on next gen, there's a glitch with left-handed quarterbacks where you actually just can't roll right. I mean, you can roll right. It's just not as fluid. Like, it takes forever for you to turn your shoulders and get to the right side. So rolling left, no problem. But it's weird because right-handed quarterbacks have no problem rolling right. So you're already kind of putting yourself at a disadvantage by using a left-handed quarterback because they can't roll right, especially a mobile one, which guys like Mike Vick and Boomer Esiason kind of are. But that's a big problem with Mike Vick. He's one of the best, mobile quarterbacks of all time, and you can't roll right with him. You literally can't. So him and Lamar have the same release. So if you are using Mike Vick right now and you like the way he plays, then I would definitely get the next Lamar Jackson upgrade because Lamar can roll right and he can roll left with no issue. But as you guys can see, he's got good stats. He's a good archetype. He's a pretty good card. Like, he's a good card, but just that problem, and his release is not the greatest. But I think you can definitely work around it for sure. But just that ability not to be able to roll right pissed me off so much it wasn't even funny. So I'm going to throw Mike. This one might be a little bit controversial, but I'm going to throw him behind Jalen Hurts and Trey Lance and Marcus Mariota. I would definitely take these guys over him. If you want that mobile dude, I'm taking all these guys, man. They got better releases. They can roll right. They can roll left. It's definitely a big problem. And this whole roll left thing is something that you don't see enough people really talking about because it's a real thing. Like, it is a real problem with Mike Vick. Like, he cannot roll right. EA has to fix it. It's actually very bad. Next up is Madden Machine Dak Prescott. 90 speed, 96 throw power, good accuracy stats, good throw under pressure, good throw on the run, good play action. 6'2". I mean, play action doesn't matter that much. I don't know why I said that. But 240, and I was disappointed about this card as a runner because 64 spin, 83 juke with an 85 break tackle, I feel like would have been a lot better on a Dak card, but good archetype, good release, good stats. This card does play well. So, yeah, that's all I have to really say about Dak Prescott. When I used him, I didn't play that well with him, but I'm sure it was just a bad day for me because he actually has good stats and a good release. There's really no explanation as to why I played so bad with this card in his gameplay, but I'm going to throw him at S tier for sure. I think he's right behind, Tom Brady. He has that money release and good speed, can roll out, good archetype. So Dak S tier. So next up, we have the NFL Combine Cam Newton. So release-wise and stat-wise, Dak and Cam are gonna feel exactly the same. The difference between the two cards is that Cam is 6'5", which would put him in front of Dak and can also air truck, and also Cam is a better runner. Like, with the ball in his hands, if you want to run the ball and actually try to get yards, with a 93 juke and a 93 carrying and a 95 truck and can air truck, Cam can do a lot more as a ball carrier. So that will put Cam ahead of Dak, but the thing that's kind of bringing Cam back is the fact that he's a scrambler archetype, which for some people could be a good thing. I'm really liking improvisers right now. It seems to be a good archetype for a lot of flexibility. And depending on what scheme you want to run, if you run like escape artist or gunslinger or hot route, they can get all those abilities at this point of the year. A lot of them can. So Cam being a scrambler does hurt him a little bit. So yes, he's 6'5" and can air truck and is a better ball carrier than Dak, but then him being a scrambler does kind of bring him back down to earth, in my opinion. So we're going to put Cam at S tier, but I would have, if he was an improviser, he would be probably up in like the top 5 range. He probably would be like up in the Rodgers range. That's where Cam would be. His build is good. His stats are money across the board. But because he's a scrambler, I'm going to throw him equal with Dak. I'm not going to put him below Dak. I think him and Dak are basically the same. If you want an improviser, go with Dak. If you want a scramble archetype, go with Cam Newton. It's simple as that. So next up, we have who is easily the most popular card in the game in general, and that is Randall Cunningham. He is the most popular for many reasons. The first one is all-team chems, can fit on any theme team. The second one is he's really good. The third one is he's an improviser, so can fit any play style, any offense you run. Randall Cunningham can play from the pocket. He can play on the run. He can really just do everything. He's even a good runner. And the final reason is that he was a store offer and he was very affordable. You could really buy him for training or Madden cash. So those are the, I guess, was that 4 or 5 reasons why Randall Cunningham is the most popular, and he's a top 3 quarterback in the game. Gen 3 release, which is in some people's opinion number 1. So does check basically every single box. Any team can run him. Any play style can run him. He's very accessible, very affordable. So yeah, Randall Cunningham without question for me is going to be a top 3 quarterback at the end of the day. We're going to throw him up here right in front of Joe Namath. I apologize. Next man up is the free agency Russell Wilson, and I know people are not going to like where I'm going to put this card. I know right now I'm going to see a couple comments about where I put him, but it is what it is. I think Russ is absolutely amazing. 95 speed, 97 throw power. His stats are just ridiculous, and I've seen a lot of Randall Cunningham. I've seen a lot of Russell Wilson, and from playing against him, even using these cards, Russ has played better. Russ is absolutely lethal. I don't know what it is about this card. I don't know why he plays better than Randall Cunningham, but he does. And yes, Randall has the all-team chems, and he's 6'4", but Russell just plays better. I can't explain it. They're both basically the same card as far as releases go and stuff like that. But for some reason, Russ is just more consistent. I have way more trouble stopping Russ than I have trouble stopping Randall Cunningham. I don't know why, but it's the truth. Russ doesn't miss throws under pressure, it feels like. The dude feels like he does in real life, where he just runs around back there, could have 4 dudes in his face, pause, and then just make a throw. It's just what Russ does. So we're going to throw Russ up here in front of Randall Cunningham. I already see the comments now, but I just like Russ more than Randall Cunningham. It's simple as that. And finally, last but not least, we have the man himself. Where is he? Steve McNair. And this card is ridiculous. Not only is his price tag ridiculous, the card himself is also ridiculous. Limited time card, so discounted gunslinger for just 3 AP. Can get hot route, can get escape artist, so can fit any play style. And this card is just, he's just that guy. That's all I can really say. Like, he's really like that. This card has no problems. In my opinion, the best release in the game. Has crazy speed, crazy stats, the versatility of him. I think Steve's 1, and I don't think anyone can really debate that. You're not changing my mind. I think Steve is the clear-cut number 1. Sure, maybe you like Randall more than Russ. I'll listen to that debate. I'm not listening to anyone but Steve at number 1. He is that guy. He just is. He literally just is. So, Steve McNair going at number 1. And I also do want to say there is like a dumbed-down version of the Steve McNair card, which I think is probably like a mid to high A tier card. I made a video on him, but he's a 93 overall card that you can get for literally free by just playing solos. And I think he's like a mid A tier dude. Like, for real. He has that Slinger 1. He has that discounted gunslinger. And he's basically the limited Steve. Obviously, the stats aren't the same, which puts Steve at the top of S tier. But I think the 93 Steve is mid A tier. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I think that card is actually that good. So, Steve McNair, high A tier. And I would put his 93 somewhere in A tier. He's somewhere. He's not high A tier, but he's somewhere like Burrow, Josh Allen, like Brady Marino range for sure. But yeah, that is going to do it for today's updated quarterback tier list. Our top 5 today: Steve McNair, Russell Wilson, Randall Cunningham, Joe Namath, and Aaron Rodgers, rounding out that top 5. And if you are still watching, first of all, hit that like button. If you watched all the way up to this point, hit that like button. And also, if you are new, hit that subscribe button. And if you are still watching up to this point, let's comment the truck emoji. Comment the truck emoji if you are still watching up to this point, so I can see who's watching all the way to the end of these videos. And yeah, that's gonna do it. And as always, I will see you boys in the next one.